What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in again. If you can tell, I filmed this one directly after the first video. I've been waiting forever to make videos, and man, I'm just going to start cranking them out. So definitely you'll want to stick around for most of those. So anyways, guys, in this video, I'm going to talk about the exterior mods that I've done to my car. Most of them, 95% of them are simply aesthetic. I guess the only technically performance one could be the spoiler, but we will get into that. So let's start up front, guys. As you know, Dodge always sends their cars out with these ugly front bumper protectors. But I did the right thing, in my opinion. I took them off, sanded them down, took the letters off the front, because it actually says to be removed by dealer on the front. Sanded them down and plasti dipped them black. Now, I don't plasti dip anything. This is the only thing, but these things get scraped up so much because the car does sit fairly low that these are having to be repainted constantly. So I wanted something I can peel off and repaint super easily. So black bumper protectors, technically, if you want to call that a mod, go for it. Alright guys, right here on the side, we're going to talk about the side marker tint. Now I do have this on the front and the rear back there. Front is orange, rear's red, but I did get these tint kits from Lux Auto. This is the dark smoke. It's about 20% tint, and it looks completely black whenever it's daytime, but daytime, nighttime, whatever. But whenever the car does turn on, you can see the colored lights that shine through there, so that is very good. Beauty and function, can't beat it. Alright guys, moving over to the tires. These tires are the #1 upgrade I would recommend to anybody with an RT. Cheap and super effective. The Aturo AZ850s, the measurements are 275 40 ZR20. These are way better than the stock ones. You get some sort of Goodyear tires that come on at stock, but they're only 225s. For 375 horsepower from factory, that is way too much power for 225 tires if you want to have any sort of life on them, because you're going to be burning them off the line most about any time you take off and apply any sort of power. So Aturo 275s all the way around, can't beat it. The center caps right here, guys, I actually swapped these out, bought these on eBay. These are matte black center caps. I did wrap the centerpieces, the Dodge hash marks, in carbon fiber vinyl. Surprisingly, with all the pressure washes and everything I do, that carbon fiber vinyl has not come off, so I am very happy with it. Moving on, these Gorilla locking lug nuts. Everything was chrome here. I took all the chrome off, went matte black, like I said. And what I really like about these Gorilla locking lugs is all 20 of them are locking. I don't know if you could see it, but there's a little ridge in the very back of there. So whenever you buy these, they send 20 locking lugs. You do get a key to throw on your lug nut wrench, and it allows you to take these off. With 20 of them, you're basically going to have to snap the wheel off, and good luck with that. Also back here, the rotor caps. These are silver, like a raw metal look from the factory. Hideous, along with the brake calipers. Since my car did not come with Brembos, I had to take the wheel off, pull off the brake calipers, rotor head, tape everything off, and paint it matte black. So that's what I did. It just looks a lot cleaner in my opinion. Since I didn't have Brembos, it's the next best step. Right here, guys, the ZL1 add-ons. They're technically called, I think, the Hellcat mud flaps. I absolutely love them. Since my tires are wider than factory, they only catch about 80% of what there is splashed up, but it does help keep the side of your car clean, and the rear bumper, because I do have them on front and rears. Moving on, as you can see here, Super Track Pack. 2017 was the first year they offered the Super Track Pack, and people are always like, man, why does your car look like a Scat Pack or a Hellcat or whatever you want to call it? I absolutely love the SRT body kit that comes on it. It includes the front bumper, rear bumper with the dual exhaust, and the Scat Pack hood. Now, the hood does not have the heat vents like the Hellcat does, but, to me, it just looks equally as mean. And, the Super Track Pack is very unique. It's never been offered before. To my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, drop a comment down below. But, I wasn't a huge fan of the Chargers, honestly, the non-Super Track Pack ones and the V6s of 2017. And once I saw this, I was like, man, I want a Scat Pack, but I don't feel like spending the extra $5 grand. So whenever I heard about this Super Track Pack, that's when I made my leap of faith. I was like, you know what? I can finally get the looks without the $5 grand cost. So I believe that the upgrade was only about $1,300 on the window sticker. So to me, it was absolutely worth it. Completely changes the appearance of the car. While we're standing here, I'll tell you about the window tint. I did originally have, 20% in the rear, 40 up front. Didn't end up liking that. It looked a little off, made the car look lopsided. So I went ahead and re-tinted the fronts. So now I have 20% all the way around, and the windshield is actually 40%. It's almost impossible to tell when somebody's sitting in the car unless the sun is shining directly through the windshield. And as you can see, it's very hard to see through there. You almost can't see through at all unless you're right up on it. So very stealthy. Sometimes people don't even know I'm sitting in the car if I'm just hanging out in a parking lot, eating, waiting for people, whatever. And I really like that. People don't. It's always interesting to see what people do whenever they don't know you're there. People checking out your car, driving by slow, stuff like that. It's pretty funny. Just very simple matte black wrap. I did that myself. Just ordered it on Amazon. Little heat gun, and to me it just adds a little flair. Nothing special, but it is what it is. Alright guys, the spoiler. This is the only mod that I've had to actually take my car to a shop for. I watched a video on it online, and man, the fact that you have to drill into your trunk lid, not a fan. Not gonna happen. This car costs too much for me to personally want to do that, but to each his own. If you have the confidence to do that and you do it, great, good for you. But I took it to a shop and they took off the Super Track Pack. Surprisingly, doesn't come with a fancy spoiler, which you think any sort of track option car would, but you get this 3-piece body spoiler, and it's body colored. It's tiny, doesn't hang up like this spoiler does at all, and it just looks terrible in my opinion. So since I was going ahead and taking all the chrome off my car, doing all black everything, decided to swap out the spoiler also. Super cheap, honestly. It was about $115, I think I got the spoiler for, and to have it installed was only $75. So for $200, it completely changes the look of my car in my opinion, and I love it to death. Alright guys, the black taillight tint. Another Lux Auto product. Couldn't be happier with it. It is the dark smoke in matte. It's no gloss to it. In matte. And I love it. It honestly looks like you have black taillights. And I know that that's the point, but you can't tell that there's a wrap on there at all. And but luckily, whenever you do hit the brake lights and something like, anything like that, you can see it. Like here, I'll lock my car. You can see that the light does show through very easily. But whenever it's off, it just gives it that stealth look, and honestly, you can't beat it. This is, the rear bumper for the SRT style with the, the brake vent exhaust, and then there's the bright chrome. I say that because mine is super, super dirty, but I actually like it. I don't want my chrome to be super shiny. I don't want any chrome on my car personally, so I'm okay with them being a little dirty. I'm not like honestly OCD, No offense to him, absolutely love his car, but I do not want any chrome on my car. So anyways guys, that's basically all the exterior mods. The only other thing, last but not least, is this car is actually ceramic coated. Ceramic coating is one of those polarizing things where you either love it or you hate it. I've gone back and forth. My car's been ceramic coated twice. The first time I did it, honestly, the hydrophobic effects of the ceramic coat only lasted about 6 months, and then I started noticing that the water wasn't shedding, wasn't beating on the surface like it usually did, so went back to wax for a while, and I'm just not a big fan. Honestly, ceramic coating is so much easier to maintain. It doesn't keep your car from getting dirty, but washing it is super easy. You can actually do a touchless wash on these cars. Just spray it down with, I go up to the car wash and just use the pressure with soap, and then rinse it and hand dry it. So it's been great. My car feels still super slick, super glossy looking. I'm really happy with the ceramic coat. I actually used CarPro Seacort's UK, I believe it, yeah, the UK edition. And to me, I'm extremely happy. I did it myself, so luckily I didn't have to pay anybody any crazy amount of money, but it did take me a very long time to do all the paint correction and stuff like that. Since I didn't do it right off the bat from the factory, I did it after having the car for about 8 months. So anyways, guys, that's basically all the exterior mods of my car. You know, simply aesthetic, really. As far as future upgrades, I really don't know what else there is that I could do. Possibly someday upgrade the rims from the Super Track Pack to something else. I really am a huge fan of the Daytona rims, where you actually have like the spokes and then there's the crossbar between the spokes. Love that look. I would kill for some Daytona rims, but that's always down the road. Also, shout out to Super Track Pack on Instagram. He is known on Instagram for having Super Track Pack across the front. He actually had that made for him custom. Unfortunately, you can't swap these. You have to cover them up with some sort of adhesive stick-on, which I'm not a huge fan of, but in 2017, that Dodge and the hash marks became part of the grille. It's not a snap-on piece anymore. So even if you took off the Dodge part, the outline, that shape is still in your grills, so you basically have to use a stick-on adhesive. So that's really all that I could do to my car in the future. Don't really plan anything too drastic. If I really wanted to get crazy, I could lower it a little bit on some iBox springs, but this car already sits really low, and I live, as you can tell, pretty much out in the country. So rock roads and things like that, I feel like it would just eat up my bumper and the side of my car if I lowered my car anymore. So that's about it, guys. Well, hopefully you like this video. I know it's a little long, but there was a lot of stuff that I did to my car over the past year and a half or so. So if you guys like this video, please drop a like below, subscribe. More videos will be coming out hopefully every few days when I get time. I do have a job, obviously, so I gotta work, but when I have time I will be recording videos. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one. See you later.